Welcome back to Conversations Podcast. It's your boy Drew. Of course, we're talking about this threats that were made by American President Donald Trump in regards to Iran. Actually gave him 8 o'clock Eastern deadline, PM deadline, to either make a deal or open the straits, which ironically, prior to the attacks, it was already open. So Hormuz Straits, I mean, they were already open. So you can't make some of this stuff up. So basically, what he's done in his infinite wisdom, he's basically threatened to kill off an entire country. Now, what do you want to do that? I guess conventional bombing hasn't worked. Okay. The only thing that I can think of is nukes. Is he planning on using nukes? I mean, he said he was going to end an entire civilization. I'm just going to take you through a little news clip, let you guys look at it, and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about it deeper.
Of significant developments in the war with Iran, which is now stretching into its sixth week. Moments ago, President Trump once again reiterated his threat to devastate Iran if a deal is not reached before the deadline he set of 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. The President of the United States posting on social media, in part this: a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. Trump, however, is leaving the door open for a breakthrough, adding, maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. Trump has been threatening this level of devastation for weeks now, repeatedly delaying the attacks on critical infrastructure, like power plants and bridges, attacks that could amount to war crimes. But he suggested in that post, as well as yesterday to reporters, that this latest timeline, his latest deadline, is final.
Now, what does he mean? It's final. What does he mean he's going to eradicate or end an entire civilization, make them all die? Is he going to use nukes? I'm going to be honest, nothing would surprise me from President Trump or this administration. I will say this, American people, and even to the people around the world: the American government has failed the American people, plain and simple. The Democrats, the Republicans, the independents, all you should be ashamed of yourself for not being able to end this nightmare. And not only being dictated down to other nations, but as well as our own nation, within our country. There's things that are going on, like the attacks by ICE, Border Patrol, the killing of your own citizens. But yet it's ironic that you claim that you're doing this in Iran to save the Iranian people. Then on the other hand, you say you're going to end all of them. They're all going to die. That's some sick, evil stuff. And if you're an American, you're an American citizen, you know what we got to do? Every Republican, every Democrat, every politician needs to be the hell out of there. We shouldn't be taking them putting our lives at risk like this. This chain of event, if by chance he does, not saying he is going to, but if he does nuke Iran, you know the chain of events that's going to set off? I mean, and suppose that Iran's got nukes, and you just don't know it. And they fall a few back on us. You got people who are going to die for no reason, just because of the ignorance of one person. And that's our president, the president of the United States, the so-called elected president of the so-called free world. There's nothing free in this world. There's nothing even free in our country. The people are being abused. The people are tired of being abused. And they're tired of these petty politicians going around the world destroying relationships with other countries. That's all they're doing. And I'm going to take it even further. I normally don't even do this. I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to let you guys figure this out for yourselves. There's one group of people who've been dominating America for a long time. One race of people. And that race of people goes around attacking, colonizing, trying to dictate other people how they should live for years. It goes through the world doing that, saying other people don't live by their values. If you don't live by their values, well, you don't deserve to live, basically. We here in this country, these MAGA people talk about Hispanics, blacks, Somalians. You know, I'm talking about all the time. And the only problem that they have with these people are their skin color or something that's stereotyped. They stereotype everybody and critique everyone except for themselves. These are the ones, the same people who over a period of time have lynched, murdered, enslaved, taken over countries, stolen countries' oil, stole president from another country, kidnapped him, kidnapped his wife. These are the things that are going on. And they think these things are cool. They think that these things they are entitled to do because they want to be the world's babysitter. They want to be the forefront on morality. And they're kicking ass. A group of murderous people going around destroying other people's lives. And look, now, this race of people I'm talking about, I'm not going to say who they are, but you know who the hell they are. But there's a lot of good in them too. But the ones who are good in them is responsible, in my opinion, to try to get some of these bad apples, in check. They're good and bad in all people. But I'm telling you something. This world right now is being ran by one group of people. This entire world, it seems. What is the old scripture? Job 9:24? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Huh. That's true. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And we see what they're doing every single day. But I'm telling you, people, Americans, these politicians, not one of them have clean hands. Even the so-called Democrats, just as bad. Sit around and do nothing. There's something can be done. There's absolutely no urgency in reining in this administration. And I will say this too. Don't know if it's going to happen. But if President Trump gives an order to nuke Iran, anyone who follows that order, including himself, should be charged with war crimes. And they should be given the same sentence that they're issuing on these people. Same sentence. These people are no more than terrorists themselves. What kills me with the word terrorist is they'll go out and they'll start some shit in another nation. And then they get scared that other nation is going to retaliate. But then they're in fear. So then the other nation becomes a terrorist. You go over to their nation, you kill people, you steal from them, and then you worry about retribution. How crazy is that? But I'm telling you, like I said again, we know who you are. I ain't even have to even say what race, but that needs to change. You need to learn to play in the playground with other colored kids as well. Okay? You need to learn to play with other kids. Okay? You don't run the playground by yourselves. Okay? No race runs the playground by themselves. You got to play fair with others. But it just seems to me that they'd rather destroy the world than live in peace and live with others. Anyway, I'm your boy Drew. Please subscribe to Conversations Podcast. Okay? That is part of Black Alert Radio, FTP. FTP is for the people. Okay? So, that being said, hope nothing happens tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope everyone's alive. Hope I can do another podcast and talk to you guys again. But hey, who knows? This could be the last communication that we have, period. Last communication you can have with the world because things can happen so fast. And they're showing that. We nuke Iran, maybe. Maybe one of their allies nuke us. And before you know it, nukes are flying everywhere. Before you know it, no one's living. All because of idiots. And guess who the biggest idiots are in the long run? American citizens who didn't rein in these idiots from the beginning, especially you MAGAs. Y'all worship the president rather than worshiping your nation and your God. It's absolutely sad. It's sad. You guys are sad little people, MAGA people. Anyway, yeah, I'm aggravate. You the thought of this. But anyway, Black Alert Radio, FTP. FTP, you know, is for the people. I hope I changed some people's thinking tonight. I really hope so. I hope some people soften their stance in regards to what's going on. But I know I can't change everybody. I can't change anything. It's up to the people to change anything. So I'm your boy Drew, and I'm out.